Hello and welcome to the ninth grade open house presentation, this virtual presentation. My name is Susanna War. I am the 9th and 10th grade assistant principal here at Renton High School. We're really excited to have you all join us for this quick presentation on the things that your ninth grade students need to know about in order to be successful and to graduate with options for post-secondary success. I am joined tonight by a few members of the ninth grade team. I have Mr. Fabry, who is the interim ninth grade counselor, Mr. Powell, who is the dean of students, Ms. Agapov, who is our ninth grade academic advancement coordinator, and Ms. Curry, who is the Gear Up coordinator here at Renton High School. Some of you might know her from last year. If you were a Dimmitt kiddo, she might be a familiar face to you. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. If at any point in time you need to pause, rewind, look at something, you're welcome to. This is a recording. This is not live, so you're welcome to do what you need to in order to make sure you get the information. So again, there are a lot of people who are here who are excited to support you and be a part of your high school journey. You can see their names here. These are some of the main staff in the main office and who also play some major roles. Of course, you also have all your teachers, and there are a lot of other people that you're going to get to meet through the course of this presentation. I'm now going to pass it off to Mr. Powell.
Hello and welcome. Big parts of attendance, and attendance matters, is making sure that you're here daily, on time, and engaged with your education. Again, we know this is a different time for you all, and we're all learning and adjusting at the same. But we're hopefully you have some good habits that we establish now in our virtual setting that'll translate when we return to school in a normal setting. So making sure that you're logged in every day, engaging with your teachers, staff, being on time as well. Whatever time class starts or support starts, make sure you're there on time. For attendance protocols, if you know in advance you're going to miss class, please communicate with your teachers. Also, make sure to note your parents notify Ms. Robertson, our attendance secretary in the attendance office. Her email address is listed there as well as her phone number. Again, these attendance protocols will matter when we go back to school as well. There is a thing called the Becca Bill and the Becca process. So the Becca Bill is Washington State's truancy law. That's for students to make sure that they're not missing school with unexcused absences. For Becca, if you have 5 unexcused absences, that enacts a process in which you have to have an attendance meeting. These are more so when we are in person, but there will also be a modified Becca process in the virtual learning. So if you are not logging on to school daily or regularly, we will have to have attendance follow-up. So we want to make sure that we don't run into those kind of issues. So just make sure you're here and present, and if you're not for some reason, that you notify someone. And most importantly, attendance is a life skill, not just a school thing where we're checking on you to be annoying. This is something that we're trying to help you prepare for life with when you get a job, a career. Being present, being active on time at work is actually a life skill that'll help you maintain employment in a job and get a job. Okay, we can go to the next slide, please. So how attendance is taken, there it is, but making sure that you're logging into Canvas, because Canvas also tracks when you log in and what time you go there. Have interactions with your teachers. That also is a way to track your attendance, making sure that you're actively engaged. And it shows participation, shows evidence of participation. Making sure that if you have any questions regarding anything, that you contact your teachers, their email addresses, as well as their Zoom hours. They're all there. So make sure you're there. You can also check your own Skyward. If you're being marked absent and you know you're there, you can go back through there and show where you've logged in, because there is a trail from Canvas and your assignment submissions. Student expectations. So as a graduate of the Renton High School, this is something I take a lot of pride in our school and our representation. Every day, you're now representing our school motto of pride, tradition, and excellence. Be proud of who you are, the tradition of Renton High School, and the excellence that you will get over the course of the 4 years. You're representing yourself, your family, the school, and the staff every single day that you come to school, whether it's in a virtual setting or in person. So make sure you understand that, and again, take pride in that. Take pride in how you present yourself and how you act and behave accordingly. respect everyone. I understand that you're not going to like everyone, and that's okay. We're not asking you to like everyone, but we do have to be able to peacefully coexist and treat others with respect. Your staff members, peers, whoever it may be, treat them with respect, and you'll get that same respect in return. And that's what we're asking. Again, not asking you to be friends, and you're going to have disagreements, and you don't have to like everyone, but we do have to be able to peacefully coexist and treat others with respect. Perception. Again, I'm someone from this community, and I've been serving back in the building here at Renton High School for 12 years. Perception of our school and our community isn't always great because of what people think when they see students. So we're going to, as a staff, we take pride in that, making sure that how you carry yourself, how you conduct yourself is always at the utmost best. Because again, we understand how that perception and how people perceive you and see you, they don't know you though. They don't know our students. They don't know the things that we're doing. So understand that, and we're always going to help you do the best you can, which translates over into community. We're located right in the heart of downtown Renton. So anytime something happens related to a student, they're automatically going to assume that it's a Renton High School student, even though there's a lot of school-age people that are around the area and in the area. People in the community, they don't know, so they assume. Again, that goes back to that perception. So as a school, as a staff member, as an alumni, I take pride in that community piece, making sure that when people see our students or people that may be our students, that they know and understand that they are representing the Renton High School the correct way. So be mindful of that when you're in the community. If you happen to go to stores, restaurants, conduct yourself with the best behavior, because those things are going to come back and reflect negatively on our school, our staff, you as an individual, and you as your family. So take pride in those things. Those things matter. Citizenship. Again, things are not always going to be perfect, but we are going to ask you to, again, treat others with respect. Be mindful of the things that you post on social media, how you interact with people. Going back to the piece about you not getting along with everyone, that happens, but we are going to ask everyone, keep their hands to themselves. If you have a problem or an issue with someone, we have two safety officers, Mr. Cheatham and Mr. Haruo, as well as myself, that you can contact regarding any kind of issues. So we don't have concerns with people fighting. We've done a great job over the last, I'll say, 5 to 7 years in reducing the number of altercations, because we've had a different kind of community and understanding among our students. And we take pride in having a low number of those kind of things take place at our campus or outside of our campus. Be mindful of the people that you're surrounding yourselves with. And again, the citizenship piece, just how you are, who you are as a person. Lastly, as far as expectations, start establishing goals. Even right now as a 9th grader, this part is important for you to have goals and understanding what you want to do in your life and your future. And that'll help kind of guide your path over the course of the next 4 years if you have an understanding of what you want to do and where you want to go. Those goals can always change, but make sure you have those goals in mind, have at least something in mind that'll make it make sense more every single day. Look forward to working with everyone coming for the school year. Have a great year, and we hope to see everyone in person.
So a lot of you probably want to know about grades during online learning. I mean, of course, grades are a huge part of high school. Up until this point, you were able to not pass a class and you still went on to the next grade level section. And high school doesn't work that way. So you need to make sure you're going to be passing your classes. But how do you do that? Well, the grading scales should be posted on your teacher's Canvas pages. Every teacher gets to choose the grading scale they use. We worked as a staff to try and come to a consensus. So we have only about 2 or 3 different type of grading scales. And so most of the staff are aligned very similarly. But again, that's posted on the Canvas page. And if you have any questions, please email your teacher. We had some universal grading policies that we agreed on as a staff here at Renton High School this year during online learning. Things like accepting late work without any kind of penalty up until 2 weeks to the end of the trimester. Things like allowing retakes on quizzes and tests, or resubmitting a paper you didn't do a very good job on. The teacher will always will enter the best score on that test or that retake, not do an average. They won't deduct points for late work. And then if you do have group work, you're going to get assigned on your individual participation and efforts in your individual work, not on the group product. These are all things that as a school, we decided that we really want to support, because online learning, while we are building a community as best we can, this is really a very weird year where you are doing a lot of this work by yourself. So you are going to be able to be assessed on your abilities. Again, as with anything when it comes to grading or anything with a class, email your teacher if you have a concern or a question. If you're not getting an answer from them for some reason, please reach out to your counselor, reach out to Ms. Curry, you can reach out to me, Mr. Powell, and just we'll help you, okay? But your teacher's always the first person you should reach out to.
Hi everyone, my name is Ms. Agapov. I'll be introducing some of the student supports, and it kind of goes with what Ms. War was talking about with your grading and everything. These are what the things that you're going to look for to be able to make sure that you are doing the very best that you can when it comes to your classes. So I am part of a department called the Academic Advancement Coordinators, or AACs. I primarily work with you guys, 9th graders, but we do have Miss Amarita, Mr. Rich, and Miss Carolina. They all work with the upperclassmen, but you can get their assistance via our bookings for tutoring. We have another wonderful resource. It's the Community and Schools liaisons, Ms. Hayward and Mr. Lori. They work specifically with some students, but they're really great resources. We have Career and College Readiness Specialist, Ms. Fulmer. She's great for if you have any questions on your colleges, finding colleges, applying for colleges and scholarships. Gear Up Coordinator, which you'll see here in just a moment, is Ms. Curry. Again, our online tutoring, you can get a tutoring session with me or any of the AACs. We can help with a range, pretty much anything that you need, we're there for you. And then Health Point, if you have anything that you need for like insurance, they can definitely help you with that. We'll have a support cheat sheet. So what that is, it's going to be a document where if you have a question but you don't know who to ask, it's pretty much going to tell you exactly who you need to talk to. So some tips for success, you need to check Skyward weekly for sure. That's where your grades are going to be posted. That's where you're going to be able to find who your counselor is. It's where you're going to be able to find your schedule. Missing your work is, I mean, it's needless to say, it's a slippery slope, and that's what it says right there. If you let your work pile up, it's going to be difficult for sure. So if you miss a day, you know, talk to your teacher, let them know, like, hey, I missed a day, what do I need to do? If you need help with that assignment, book an appointment with us or book an appointment with your teacher. You need to self-advocate for yourself when you need help. So you need to use your voice, send an email, find someone to lean on to help you so you are successful here at Renton High School, because our number one thing is to see you successful. We don't want to see you fail, and we don't want to see you struggle, and we want to help you in any way that we can.
So we have a lot of support for the technology pieces here at Renton. The main tech tools are Canvas and Skyward. All of our teachers are using Canvas as the learning management system. It's where your learning is taking place. They post all of your assignments. They post links to other activities like a Nearpod or a Google Classroom piece or whatever. But Canvas is where things get submitted. It's where the work gets posted. The links to your Zoom calls for classes are in there. Skyward is where the official grades get posted. And so you also can find a lot of other information like your attendance, like Mr. Powell was talking about. Your attendance is in Skyward. You can look at your past classes. You can look at your grades, your transcript. There's a lot of information in Skyward. For families who are listening to this call right now, you need to make sure that your contact information is updated in Skyward, because we send out a lot of robo emails. We send out bi-weekly family and student update letters from the administrative team. I send out a monthly freshman welcome or a newsletter once a month for the freshmen. It's all done through your email that's posted in Skyward. So if you're not getting these communications, please make sure you update your information in there. Now, if you need some more support, This the first item in blue, tech support at RHS, that is going to take you to back on the open house webpage where you got this video. It's going to take you to another presentation that goes through all the small nuances of how to use Canvas and Skyward as put together by our tech specialist, Mr. Gokenauer, and our AACs. There's also a couple quick links for you here. If internet is a huge struggle, you can apply to get a hotspot. And then also Chromebook help and fax information right there for you. The district has put together a ton of resources for families and tutorials, and we're doing our best to make sure you have access to them. I'm now going to pass it to Mr. Fabry.
Hi there, I'm Mr. Fabry. I am the interim 9th grade counselor. And yeah, let's talk about some graduation pathways. Okay, so yes, as we've all been talking about how everything goes so quickly, as does 4 years. 4 years does go by so quickly, and here's some of your counselor information. Like I've been introduced, I am the interim 9th grade counselor, so I am the counselor for all 9th grade students. So if you are watching this, I am your student's counselor. So there you go. As your students progress throughout high school, they will have different counselors. All that is listed there. Ms. Wetzel, Mr. White, and Mr. Dubeck they're all right there. So as your alphabet, as they go into sophomore and junior and senior year, that's where you'll be laid out alphabetically. All right, so pathway to graduation. So in the for graduation here, it is 26 credits to graduate. So, and we work on a 5 classes, 3 trimester system. So that's 7.5 credits per year. And you can earn up to 30 credits in this system. So failed classes do not count. You will have to remake them, which can put you off track for an on-time graduation. Now, the important thing about this is that research has proven that failing just 1 core class in 9th grade drops on-time graduation by 20%. So make sure you are being motivated as both a student and helping your student be motivated. So our best advice, of course, is always to ask for help, communicate what you need, and accept help when offered. All right, so more information on credits, grades, and graduation. So the high school and beyond plan is something that you can't start too sooner. This is, a plan based on coming up with what you want to do afterward. Community service hours are required. You have to do 20. State tests and approved alternatives do come up, and there are of course, exit exams involved with that. Like I said earlier, there are 26 credits, and certain credits are required, and those are laid out right there. So I would go through it, but you can read it yourself. All right. Also, I want to take this time to introduce Nicola Fulmer. She is our college and career specialist here at Renton High. There's her email right there. So all career-related concerns and questions you may have, she is our resource for those. And a little bit more. So it's a little bit more post-secondary pieces. So to support individual students and school-wide efforts for the 9th through 12th grade secondary development, we have apprenticeship programs, community and technical college connections. We have direct workforce entry, which is actually pretty neat. We also have military university connections as well. So existing students with career exploration, application assistance. So for college entrance, you are using our career options.
So a lot of the high school beyond plan, college career work, students are getting an advisory this year. This is a new model. During online learning, we are having an advisory twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, meaning every Tuesday and Thursday, make sure your student is getting into their Zoom call on their advisory Canvas page from 8:30 to 9 a.m. And we're going to be talking about the high school and beyond plan, which is required for graduation, as Mr. Fabry talked about. College career information, Ms. Fulmer and Ms. Curry work together to put together a lot of resources. In fact, we're gonna have even freshmen look at things like financial aid right away, get an idea of what is possible so you can plan for starting now for 4 years from now for graduation and what you wanna do when you graduate. We have information on digital citizenship, social emotional learning, and then also what's really awesome is our ASB is going to be doing virtual assemblies through advisory, so you get to learn more about what's happening in the school. We'll get to talk about things like athletics, clubs, and whatnot during advisory and give updates for students during that point in time. And then RPM there stands for Renton Peer Mentors. Upperclassmen become peer mentors for our freshmen, and they meet twice a month in advisory on Tuesdays. So they come in and they get to work with the kids and support them. And your freshmen get to find out from upperclassmen, like, what does it take to be successful? Like, what should I do? And so it's a great way to have that mentorship provided for your students this year.
Gear Up. So at Renton High School, as well as Lindbergh and Hazen, there is the Gear Up grant. And it was awarded when your students were in 7th grade. And so if you had a student in the Renton School District, you should be familiar with Gear Up. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. My name is Debbie Curry, and I work at both Renton and Dimmitt this year because I am still supporting the class of 2025. So Gear Up means gaining early awareness and readiness for undergraduate programs. So as was introduced earlier, Nicola Fulmer does a lot of college and career readiness. I do that as well. But my main focus is just going to be on the classes of 2024 and 2025. So your students get a lot of extra support when it comes to getting ready to work on high school and beyond planning, getting ready for post-secondary education, financial aid, all that other, fun stuff that we're going to be talking about throughout the years. So if you need to learn more information about Gear Up, we do have a district website if you follow the link at the bottom. Some of the services we provide for families, we offer family engagement nights. We introduce a lot of information about financial aid, scholarships. We plan to take families when we are capable of doing that. We want to take you guys all on college visits. So not only can your student experience what a college is like, but families can as well, especially if it's going to be your first time. Our students, we provide funding for the AVID elective class. We also work towards finding mentors for our students. We provide instructional support. So we work with the AACs at Renton High, and then we also have tutors that are at the middle schools. We provide support on financial aid and post-secondary education. And we are going to be starting some Gear Up office hours where I will meet with students on a Friday, and maybe we will have a guest speaker from there are different organizations. Like there's one called SWE, the Society of Women Engineers, and they're based out of the UW. And they're going to come and they're going to talk to students about engineering and different, pathways to college. We're going to have career speakers, career panels, probably college student panels, just all sorts of different kinds of opportunities for our students. Some upcoming events, as I said, office hours, I'm going to start those in October on the 16th. And we're going to, do some different things through that. But if you have received any information from me, like any communication about College Bound, it's really important that you check in about your College Bound status for your student. So College Bound is a scholarship that is for like certain families that it's like lower income, and you have an opportunity to get additional funding for college, for community college, tech school, whatever kind of post-secondary program that your student wishes to enroll in after high school. And if I have sent you an email, then you need to come and get your form from me or send me an email and let me know, and I can send you the form. I'm also going to have them available. The deadline is November 30th. So if you want to know if your student is College Bound applicable, let me know. I can look into it and get you the form and get that signed, and so that it's taken care of by November 30th. AVID, as I said earlier, is a program that is funded through the Gear Up grant. If your students went to middle school last year in Renton, they may have been able to take the AVID elective because we did have it at the middle schools. And it is an acronym for Advancement via Individual Determination. So it's an extra class that kind of helps your student become a better student. So if your student needs just some extra motivation to be a better student, to learn some better study skills, to have even more exposure to college and career readiness, to some different post-secondary pathways, AVID's a really good class to take. We offer it for 2 trimesters throughout the year. And if your student is interested or is already in it, then that's great. And you can just let us know if you want more information about it. Some of the main strategies of AVID is WICR, writing, inquiry, reading, collaboration, and organization. And those are the main skills that are really focused on in the AVID class. And we are trying to make this even throughout the Renton High School experience. We're really encouraging our teachers to really focus on getting our students to be better students so that they're more prepared for post-secondary education. If you have any questions, you can email me. I am also available for office hours. I have a bookings account that if you send me an email, I will send you a link and you can book an appointment with me. If you want any questions answered about anything, you can just like shoot me an email. I'm able to either answer it myself or I will point you in the right direction for who to talk to get more information.
And then also lastly, we're offering for a 3-week period, if you need one-to-one in-person support with technology like Canvas and Skyward because you're still having troubles with it, please email Ms. Curry and she can set up an appointment where you come into the building and she and another individual like Mr. Gokenauer or maybe Ms. Agapov will join and we'll be able to help offer you support with your student so you can be really successful with the technology pieces for online learning this year. So with that, I want to leave you with a reminder that parent-teacher conferences are October 15th, 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. They are virtual this year. They're not going to be in person. You should be receiving email communication for how to access. Every teacher's making a Zoom conference call for conferences, right? And so you can access by clicking the link. You'll be put into the waiting room and teachers will let people in one at a time. So it's still a private conversation between you and the teacher. We want your student to join, please. It's very important that students are part of the conversation about how they're doing in their classes. If this time does not work, or if you are unable to join the teacher because we run out of time, 8 p.m. comes and we're done with conferences, please email the teachers. They are happy to meet with you outside of conferences. Keep an eye on the calendar. Trimester 1 ends on December 3rd. That will happen very quickly. It's already October. Like, where did the first month go? So please make sure you're keeping track of when the end of the trimester hits so that you can stay on top of getting work completed or asking for help. And then lastly, please follow us on social media. You can see our links there, which look for on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We post updates and other important information through our social media. It's a great way to stay connected to all of us. I want to say thank you for watching our open house. And again, if you have any questions, please email. We're so sorry not to get to see you guys in person right now, but we're hoping we get to see you soon. Goodbye.